Hello, my crafty friends. I sure hope you're having a fabulous day. My name is Robyn Pitts with Sir Chauncey Rocco Creative Designs. If you're new to my channel or you are a returning subscriber, welcome. Today is day 7 of my Falloween Spooktacular 2023 series that I'm co-hosting with my crafty BFF, Michelle Randolph from Shabby Chic Chick. Halloween is tomorrow, and I can't believe how fast the time flew by. Over the past several weeks, Michelle and I have shared fun projects and tutorials. Hopefully we were able to inspire you with new crafting ideas and you were able to incorporate some of these projects into your Halloween crafting. For today's project, I have a fun design team project that I've created for ASCSUPPLIES. I've made this spooky bay window card. Now I will review a few examples and then I'll also show you how to make this card step by step. I will also be announcing the winner for the third giveaway question, but you have to watch and wait until the end to see if you are the lucky winner. To make this card, I used several Crafter's Companion products from their All Hallows Eve collection. I've included a full list of all the items in this collection in the Project Supplies section of this video. All of the items are available at ASC Craft Supplies. You can reach them on the web or their Etsy store. Also, please feel free to use my coupon code ROBYN10. That's all in capital letters to receive a 10% discount upon checkout. This is my first bay window card and it was so much fun to create and really easy to make. This card measures 7 inches side by side, 5 inches from top to bottom. In the center you can see this large aperture that I created using my Crafter's Companion nesting dies. On the top, I have this cute little sentiment that says Happy Haunting, which is from my Anna Griffin Mini Halloween Sentiments package. I've flanked the aperture with these adorable little ghosts, and I have them popped up on foam tape. On the top and the bottom of the aperture, you can see this little spider web, and I have colored that with my glossy accents to give it a little shimmer. I also have this little spider that's crawling down from the top of the card. In the center of the card, you can see these adorable pumpkins, the skull, and a little tombstone. Now this was created using the Crafter's Companion Trick or Treat die cut 3D topper pad. This is about 5 layers deep and you just add on the pieces one by one. They're really easy to make. I'll show you more of this when we make the card together. When I turn the card to the side, you can see that the front of the card protrudes and creates a shape like a bay window. You can also see that on the top. This is the back of the card, and I used the cutout pieces from the nesting dies to create a little frame, and I used dies from my stash that say Trick or Treat. I'm going to adjust my camera so that I can give you a closer look at this card. So this is the front of the card, and you may be wondering how you mail this. Well, the great thing about this is you can lift this flap up here, and then it folds flat, just like so. And then you can mail this in a standard 5x7 envelope. As an alternative, if you wanted to keep the dimension, you just stick this piece back here, and then you would create a 5x7 box that has about a 1¼ inch depth and mail it just like so. Now I wanted to give you a closer look at the element in the center. So when I turn this to the side, you can see that there are several different layers that are popped up on foam tape. Now in the topper pad, all you have to do is pop out each little piece. They're very intuitive to put together, and then you can either use foam tape or you can use some type of 3D glue gel to pop it up. Now if you didn't want to use all of these pieces popped up, you can certainly glue it flat if you like. This is my second card, and I had so much fun layering all of the pieces. Now this card measures 7 inches wide by 7 inches tall, and I added a little bit more depth because I wanted to have more real estate around the aperture to decorate. On the top, we have this little sentiment that says Ghostly Greetings to You. That's also from the Anna Griffin Mini Halloween Sentiments. On the right side, I created a little moon using a 2-inch circle punch. And this little witch is from my stash. I cut her out in black cardstock. She is layered about 3 or 4 times to make her extra sturdy. And then I used some silver gilding wax to give her a little shimmer. On the left, we have this fun ghost, and also you can see this black fence and a little cemetery. That's several different dies from my collection to make this scene. I really love the way it turned out. Now to make this aperture, I used a square scallop nesting die, and in the center, you can see this adorable little 3D topper. We have the ghost, the moon, a cute little cat, tombstone, and a little pumpkin down here. I think that is just so adorable. And then on the bottom, I have used another die cut piece to create this little haunted house and a spooky forest. Now all of the ghosts have been highlighted in my Spectrum Noir Glimmer ink. And then I use glossy accents on the bats. Now this is the bat. I used the cutout from the aperture that I created to create this green background, and then I cut another smaller piece in shimmer white paper, and then this sentiment, Happy Halloween, is a die. Let's take a closer look. I love this 3D topper in the center. We have the cemetery, and then another 3D topper here. And to open this, you simply take this little ledge, and voila. Now that I've given you a closer look at both of these cards, I'm going to grab my materials so that we can make one of these together. To make this card, you will need the following materials: heavyweight cardstock to create the base of the card, colored cardstock for the matting layers. In this case, I'm using the Crafter's Companion All Hallows Eve Luxury Linen Card Pack. You will need decorative paper, and I'm using the All Hallows Eve multi-sheet paper pad. You will need the Trick or Treat die cut 3D topper pad, and I just want to show you an example of what these look like. So what happens is each of these pieces just build upon one another. So you have this base with the entire image, which you could use as a standalone. The second piece is right here where you have the 2 pumpkins and the skull, so that will layer right on top. And then you have the pumpkin, which will layer here, and then a little skull, which will layer here. And the same thing for all of these. These are very intuitive. You will also need nesting dies to create the aperture in the front of the card. So I'm using this decorative circle. However, you can use whatever you have on hand, whether it's a square, an oval, or a circle. It's your choice. You will need a paper trimmer, a scoreboard. You'll also need adhesive. I'm using the Kalal All-Purpose Construction Glue. And I'm also using my art glitter glue. Last but not least, you'll need some embellishments. I am using this Crafter's Companion All Hallows Eve embellishment pack. So this has gems, dewdrops, and satin ribbon. Before we proceed, I want to announce the winner for the 3rd giveaway question, which was, what is your favorite Thanksgiving tradition? And the lucky winner is
Miss Martini Girl 1. Congratulations, Miss Martini Girl 1.
You have won the following: the Pebbles Spooky Paper Pad. This is 6x8 and they're 36 pages. The Coordinating Icon Ephemera. There are 40 pieces. The Puffy Stickers. There are 23 pieces. The Phase Ephemera, which has 40 pieces. These thicker stickers, you have sentiments and numbers. There are 126 pieces. And last but not least, the Thickers Midnight stickers. These are gold foil. You have the alphabets and the numbers.
Once again, congratulations to Miss Martini Girl 1.
Please be sure to check the description box below to see how you can claim your prize. You must redeem your prize by this Friday,
November 3rd.
Now, back to our tutorial. First, you will need a piece of cardstock that measures 7 by 7. This will make the card base. You are going to score at 1/2 inch, 2.5 inches, 4.5 inches, and 6.5 inches. You're going to fold and burnish so that the side panels fold up just like so, and then the center score lines will be folded up like a mountain fold. You'll need another piece of cardstock for the base that also measures 7 by 7. For the top of the card, you will need 3 pieces of colored cardstock that measure 1 3/4 by 6 3/4, and the pattern paper measures 1.5 by 6.5 inches, and that's going to be placed right here. Now, when you're cutting your decorative paper, you want to make sure that you keep the pieces in order. Next are the side panels. For that, you will need 2 pieces of colored cardstock that measures 3/8 of an inch by 6 3/4, and the pattern paper is 1/4 of an inch by 6.5 inches, and a piece will go here and a piece will go here. For the bottom layer, you will need a piece of cardstock that measures 5 3/8 by 6 3/4. Now we need to create a stopper for our card. You'll need a piece of heavyweight cardstock that measures 1 inch by 7 inches. The colored cardstock measures 3 1/4 inches by 6 3/4. And the pattern paper is 1/2 inch by 6.5 inches. And I have already glued all 3 pieces together. Before we move on, we are going to glue on the panels for the top part only. Don't glue on the panels for the bottom base. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now that we have all of our panels glued down, we need to create the aperture in the center. So I am using these Crafter's Companion dies, and I'm using the 2 largest pieces. I'm going to take the second largest piece, and I'm going to center that in the middle of my card. You can have it higher if you want. You can have it in the center, or you can have it lower. I'm going to have it right here in the center, just like so. Actually, I may even put it up a little bit more because I want to use this real estate down here to include some other embellishments. So I'm going to tape this down. Before I do that, I also need to create a topper piece from my aperture. Now, to create that, I simply took the larger die and the center die. So I line the pieces up like so. I tape it down with washi tape onto my colored cardstock, and when I run it through my die machine, this is the piece that I get. So this will be the frame for the aperture, okay? But what you need to do is take the second largest piece again and make sure it is centered in the middle of the card. Now, because I have glued these pieces down, I will be going through 3 pieces of cardstock. So the bottom piece is an 80-pound cardstock, and the other 2 pieces are about the same. So you will have to put this through your die cutting machine multiple times. You may want to add additional shims. I'm using my Crafter's Companion Gemini machine, which is a pretty strong machine, but still with the 3 layers, you will need to send it through multiple times. So let's go ahead and add our aperture and also cut out our frame. I have cut out the aperture in the center of my card, and I've also glued down the frame. You want to make sure that you reinforce the score lines. The side panels, again, will be folded up, and then you will have 2 mountain folds in the center of your card. Let's grab the base of our card. Before we attach the decorative layer, we need to attach the card front, and we also need to attach the stopper. So to attach the card front, what we're going to do is add a thin layer of glue on this first panel here, right up to the score line. And then we're going to align that to the far left side of our base, and you want to make sure that the edges line up, and you're just going to glue down that first panel. When you do that, you'll have an opening just like so. Then you want to take your card stopper, and you notice I have added foam tape to the far left side of the stopper. I've cut them down just about 1/4 of the size so that we have this right side empty. This is where the top ledge of the card will fold under. So this is going to be glued to the far edge of the right side of the card. And you want to make sure that this panel here is left free and that there's a space underneath. So go ahead and glue the card stopper and this panel down now. Now that we have the left part of the card glued down, as well as our stopper, we can attach our decorative paper, and that's just going to be centered in just like so. So go ahead and glue that down, and then also you want to turn the card over, and then you want to attach your sentiment. Now this purple piece was what was left over from the inside of the aperture, and then I cut the neck size down out in white and then stamped this sentiment from the Boo to You stamp collection. Once we have the centerpiece glued on, as well as our sentiment, we can take this little ledge and stick it under our stopper, and there is your bay window. See, isn't that easy? Now you want to take your centerpiece. In this case, I'm using this 3D topper pad, and I'm going to stick this right here in the center. Now you can use whatever you want in the center. It doesn't have to be a 3D topper, but you want to make sure that you have it centered in between the aperture. Once you do that, then you can begin to decorate the front of your card. So I'm going to glue this piece down, I'm going to decorate the card, and then I will be back with the final reveal. This is my final card. On the top, we have this fun pennant. Now this is a KS Crafts die, and it says Hocus Pocus. I used holographic paper. We've got these cute little ghosts on the top. In the center, we've got this purple frame around the aperture, and if you look closely, you can see that I have these holographic spider webs. In the center, we have a trio of pumpkins with a cauldron and the little witch's legs poking up in the background. On the right side, I have this fun little potion shaker bottle, and you can see all the fun sequins and bits inside. I added a cute little ghost here. We've got another group of pumpkins and a little skull. And this ribbon is from the Crafter's Companion embellishment pack. On the back, I've included a sentiment that says sending bugs, hisses, and Halloween wishes. And then I finished it off with this cute little cat. I liked its purple witch hat. I thought it went well with the purple frame. This concludes my review of my spooky bay window card. Hopefully I've inspired you with fun and creative ideas. If you like this video, please take a moment to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. If you've missed any project in this series, please be sure to check the description box. There you will find a playlist to the Falloween Spooktacular 2023 series. Last but not least, please don't forget to visit my crafty friend, Michelle Randolph from Shabby Chic Chick, to see what fun Halloween projects she is creating. Now tomorrow is Halloween, and I have one more project to share with you and perhaps another giveaway. Please be sure to tune in tomorrow. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now, and happy crafting.